All right, hello 6th grade. Today we are going to look at Module 15, Lesson 2, which is Find Measures of Center. Your objective is students will be able to find and interpret the mean, the median, and the mode of a set of data. So I'll spark your learning. The list shows the height in inches of players on a high school basketball team. How can you describe the typical height of this data with a single value? So the first thing that you need to do is probably put these in order from least to greatest or greatest to least. So let's take care of that. So, and then what I usually do is I use them, I cross them off so I can keep track of them. So 68, 69, 69, and 70. So here's a 69, there's a 69, there's a 70, 72, 72, 72. So 1, 2, 3, 73, 74, 74. So 1, 2, 3, and 75, 78. And then the last one, which is 80. All right, so the typical height would probably be the one that is either in the middle or, so let's see middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then so that's 6 data points here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that means this 72 would be the middle, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 on one side, 6 on the other. So we call that the median. So the median is 72. The mode is the number that occurs the most. So that is 72. And the mean is we add them all up and divide by the number that we have. So I've done a little bit of upfront work. So when you add all these up, you get 946. Divide that by 13. And so the mean is approximately 72.8. So as you can see, they're all very close to that 72. So I would say that the typical height is somewhere around 72. So typical height is around 72. So that's what I would say. Okay, so the turn and talk at the bottom says, how would the center change if the tallest player left the team and was placed by a player who was 66 inches? All right, so would it change? So if we look, we would take this person out. We would add 66 down here. So you can see that that's not going to affect the median, but it will definitely change the mean. Okay, so we're going to put, will not change median, okay, but would change the mean. Okay, so what does that mean? So we had 946, so we would subtract the 80, but then we would come back and add a 66. So 946 minus 80 equals 866, but we're going to add that 66 back. So that's going to give me 932, and we're still dividing by that 13. So 932 divided by 13 gives me approximately 71.69. So as you can see, changes the mean a little bit, okay, but it does not change the mode either. So does not change the mode. Okay, so that is what we have. Let me kind of autofocus here. See what it's doing. There we go. So now you should be able to see that. Okay. All right, so let's move on to the build understanding. So let's look at our vocabulary. A measure of center is used to describe the middle of a data set. So the mean is the sum of all the items in a set of data divided by the number of items in the set, also called average, which is what your grades are based on. The median is the middle number or mean average of the two middle numbers in an order set of data. And the mode is the number or numbers that occur most frequently in the set of data when all numbers occur within the same frequency. We say there is no mode. All right, so let's look at that. Number one, look at the stack of counters. The heights of the stacks from left to right are 8, 3, 7, 5, and 7. So the first thing we're going to do is arrange the stack in order from shortest to greatest, and sometimes you can do greatest to smallest, it doesn't matter. So what is the height of the middle stack? So that would be this stack right here. So this was the 3, this was the 5, 7, 7, and 8. So the middle stack would be 7. Okay, what is the measure of center represented by the middle stack? So that would be the median, right, because it's middle. All right, look at the stack of counters in part A. What is the most common height for the stack? Well, we have two 7s, so once again it would be 7. We're going to put, because there are 2 stacks. Okay, what is the measure? So we know if we're talking what occurs the most, that would be the mode. All right. Oh, let's autofocus again. There we go, the mode. All right, so rearrange the counters so that all the stacks have the same number of counters. How many counters are in each stack? Show your work. So that's kind of what we did yesterday with the shells, or the day before, whatever day you watched the video. So we can do one or two things. So we can add them. So 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 7 plus 8 gives me a total of 30. We have 5 items. So if we divide 30 by 5, we get 6 in each stack. Okay, so show your work, which is what we did. All right, what measure of center is represented when the stacks have the same number of counters? Well, that is what we call the mean. All right, so it says, how do we know which measure of center best represents a set of data? Give an example. Well, it kind of depends on a couple things. So we haven't talked about outliers, but outliers affect the which one is the better, but we don't have any outliers here. So usually when we talk about normal distribution, which is what all this is, usually it is the mean, because that gives us that whole even piece out. But sometimes if you have a bunch of data in the middle, like these particular 2 7 stacks, sometimes it's the median. So it really just depends on the situation. So I'm going to put depends on the situation. Okay, so it just kind of depends on outliers and what type of information are we trying to compare. All right, so let's look at this, step it out. So it says the data shows the average price of gas in dollars and cents and at some gas stations around the world. Find the mean, the median, and the mode of the set of data. So we are going to put it on a dot plot. So, and this data is a little bit weird because it gives us some weird numbers. So we'll try to do as best as we can. All right, so 350. So 799 is going to be real close to that 8. 325. So if this is 10, 20, 25, it's going to be in the middle. 4 is easy. 350 is easy. 750. 365. So if this is 50, this is 60. So 65 once again would kind of be in that middle. 350 is here, and 4 is here. Okay, so hopefully you can see we have a couple outliers over here. All right, so complete the equation to find the mean. So you're going to add them all up. And once again, I did some upfront work to save time. So we get 40.89, or 40 and 89 thousandths. We're going to divide that by 9. So 9 into 40.89. So we know 9 goes into 40 4 times. Okay, subtract that 36, we get 4. Bring down the 8. It goes in there 5 times, which is 45, which we get a 3 left over. Bring down the 9. So then 9 goes in there again 4 times, which is 36. So it leaves me with 3. Add a 0. Bring it over here. And then that would go 3 times, which is 27. So as you can see, now that's going to start repeating. Okay, so we're talking money. So we're going to round it to $4.54. So write the data in order from least to greatest and circle the median. All right, so 3.25, 3.5, 3.5, 3.5, 3.65, 4, 7.5, and $7.99. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4 on that side, 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side. So that means $3.65 would be the middle. All right, and the mode, so the one that occurs the most would be $3.50. All right, so that is it on mean, median, and mode. Pause the video, complete that check for understanding, and we will come back. All right, welcome back. So we didn't do the turn and talk, so let's look at that real quick. Suppose the average gas prices had been given in a histogram instead of a table. Could you have found the mean, median, and mode? So the answer to that would be no, because a histogram only kind of tells us how many of that specific point we have. So we're going to put no because we cannot see each data point. Okay, where that dot plot kind of tells me each data point. All right, so back to that check for understanding. Zan surveyed a group of people about how many times they ate at a restaurant last month. The results are 4, 0, 21, 14, 12, 30, 8, 7, 8, 7, 7, 10, 14, and 12. So we're going to find the mean, the median, and the mode. So what we need to do is arrange these numbers in order. So I'm going to put them up here. So we're going to put 0, 4, 7, 7, and 7, 8, 8, 10, 12, and 12, 14 and 14, and 21 and 30. Okay? So once again, I did do some upfront work, so I added all that together. So that gives me 154. We have, I think, 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yep, 14 data points. So if we do 154 divided by 14, that gives me 11. So my mean is 11. The median, so that would be somewhere here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think these two are the median. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Okay, so remember when we have, even though we haven't done it, but when we have two, we add them together and divide by 2. So this will be 18 divided by 2. So even though 9 is not a number in this data, 9 is still the number in the middle. Okay? All right, and then the mode would be 7. That one occurs 3 times. All right, so find the mean, median, mode of the data again. So we're going to put them in order. So 1.1, 1.9, 2.4, 2.4, so 1.9, 1.1, 2.4, 2.4, 2.7, 3.2, 3.3, and 3.5, and 20.9. Wow, so we do have another outlier here. All right, so once again, I've added them all together, and so that gives me 41.4. We have 9 value points. So when I make that divide, I get 4.6, or 4 6/10. The median, so that looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, so 2.7 is the median. And the mode looks like it's 2.4 is what occurs the most. All right, so that is it for this lesson. Please work on that on your own, whether it's on paper or into math. Have a great day.